We wake up. Do we hit snooze, or do we get up immediately? That is the first choice. Before our feet even touch the floor, a decision has been made. From there, the day unfolds as a cascade of seemingly small, almost insignificant choices. Coffee or tea, black shirt or blue, take the highway or the side streets. These are the countless, almost invisible threads that weave the fabric of our daily existence. They feel minor, they feel automatic, but are they? Imagine driving a familiar route to work. You arrive at your destination and suddenly you realize you have no specific memory of the last 10 minutes of the drive. You don't recall signaling for that turn. This is the power of habit. Our brains create neurological shortcuts for repetitive tasks. A habit is a decision we've made so many times we don't actively think about it. It's been outsourced to our subconscious. When we first learn a task, the prefrontal cortex is highly engaged. Repeat it enough and the neural pathway becomes stronger, more ingrained. Activity shifts to the basal ganglia. Automatic functions take over. You automatically reach for your phone at a flicker of boredom. We like to think of ourselves as rational beings. The truth is, our decisions are profoundly and inescapably guided by our emotions. Consider the simple act of buying a sweater. The logical brain might assess the price, the material, the quality of the stitching, but the emotional brain is asking a different set of questions. Does it make me feel confident, comfortable, stylish, secure? Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio studied patients with damage to emotional centers of the brain. They retained intellectual capacities, yet they were paralyzed when it came to making even the simplest decisions. Imagine you are hiring for a job. Two candidates have identical qualifications on paper. One is named John, the other is named Jennifer. Do you believe the name makes no difference? Research shows it might. This is the world of unconscious bias. These are the hidden prejudices, stereotypes, and mental shortcuts that influence our judgments without our conscious awareness. They are a byproduct of our brain's attempt to categorize overwhelming information. One of the most common is confirmation bias. We favor information that confirms our beliefs and ignore contradictory information. Another bias is the halo effect. If we perceive someone as likable, we infer competence and trustworthiness. Anchoring causes us to rely on the first piece of information, the anchor, when deciding value. The unsettling part is, we are almost entirely blind to these biases. We are convinced we are making objective choices, while an unseen lens distorts our view. Walk into any modern supermarket, you want to buy jam. You are confronted not with a few options, but an entire aisle. Strawberry, raspberry, apricot, blueberry, boysenberry, sugar-free, organic, artisanal, imported, low sugar. When shoppers were given 24 varieties, they were less likely to buy than when offered 6. This is choice overload, the paradox of plenty. We worry about making the wrong choice, anticipated regret, so we sometimes opt out entirely. The fear of a suboptimal choice is paralyzing. This isn't just jam. Streaming libraries, career choices, even college majors overwhelm us. We scroll and decide nothing. We cope by using shortcuts, familiar brands, lowest price, or most popular, any choice to escape paralysis. Have you noticed you have more willpower in the morning than at night? In the morning, you might choose a healthy breakfast and tackle hard work. By evening, you might be mindlessly eating junk food on the couch. Decision fatigue is a well-documented phenomenon. Choices draw from a finite pool of mental energy. Willpower is like a muscle. The more you use it, the more tired it gets. Every choice, from socks to existential decisions, draws on the same pool. As the day wears on, our ability to regulate behavior and judge carefully diminishes. The brain seeks the easiest path. We become reckless and impulsive, or we avoid decisions completely. Supermarkets place candy at checkout knowing your willpower is lowest after an hour of decisions. That chocolate seems irresistible. Leaders like Barack Obama pared down choices to conserve energy for what matters. We believe we are immune to advertising. We think we make purchases based on needs and rational analysis. The most effective marketing doesn't shout, it whispers. It bypasses conscious mind and works in the background. Brands shape associations, emotions, and perceptions. By the time of choice, the decision feels natural and preordained. Scarcity, limited edition, urgency, sale ends today, social proof, testimonials and bestseller cues, reciprocity, free samples. Stores are persuasion machines. Layouts guide you past high-profit items. Premium items at eye level. Cheaper alternatives tucked away. Music, lighting, and smell shape mood and spending. Choosing a brand buys you a piece of a story. Humans are social creatures. Our survival depended on cooperation, belonging, and learning. This instinct to conform shapes everyday choices. We look to others for cues on how to behave. A busy restaurant signals something we don't know, so we follow. In uncertainty, we use social proof: likes, shares, follower counts. Social media amplifies social proof into a digital currency. Influencer endorsement adds aura of desirability. Ash's experiments showed people conformed to the group's wrong answer. They doubted their own eyes rather than dissent. This pressure to conform influences clothes, opinions, and many small choices. We often prioritize social harmony over our internal compass. It may feel as though we are puppets, strings pulled by habit, emotion, bias, and subtle nudges, but to see the strings is the first crucial step toward control. Awareness is the antidote. Press pause, breathe, create a gap between stimulus and response. That gap can shift you from automatic System 1 thinking to deliberate System 2 thinking. Use that pause to ask, why am I choosing this? Structure your day to protect your mind. Tackle important decisions in the morning. Automate the trivial, meal prep, preset lists, clothes laid out the night before. When you feel a strong pull toward a choice, ask, is this a genuine preference? Is it halo effect, social proof, or confirmation bias at work? By understanding these forces, you become an active architect of your life. See the invisible threads and moment by moment, weave them into a pattern of your own design.